There we go. Hello, everybody. This is Sneaky the Lost, and I am bringing to you the Dragon Warrior Tournament. And here we go. Now, this is going to be week 3, so we're going to be seeing magic keys are going to be necessary. Now, this is going to be Cursed Princess, which means we're going to have open and short Charlock, and an interesting ending. I do apologize for that. Now then, um, Alright, I do apologize for that little bit of audio difficulties. Now then, looks like they got an extra key. They're going to be able to get into some areas that they would normally not be able to. Uh, Alright, so here's what we've got. We've got Scorpion Max, Leggy Starscream getting into the bag, finding the vanilla freebie chest where the Stones of Sunlight would normally be getting some gold, setting up a gold grind there for Leggy. Bismarck, of course, raiding that treasury, also going to go ahead and get some stuff. Looks like they were able to get a grind on those magic keys, which is going to be really interesting. And of course, Zarnax has found the first dungeon just outside of town and has found another town close by, but has run into a wizard that is going to send him back home, denying him what actually that town is. And Scorpion Max has gone ahead and found Garenham. And as you'll notice, all of the prices are going to be league standard. There's some decent equipment there, of course, but they're going to need a little bit more cash. He did go ahead and pick up a hand axe, which is going to give them an opportunity to take some things down. A couple of the other flags of note here, there's no hurt more spell at all, so they're going to really need to focus on their melee attacks. And you're going to have to get heal before you have the possibility of getting heal more. And of course, the second ending victory condition is going to be the Cursed Princess. If the princess takes a cursed belt from you when you hand her over to Daddy, you immediately win the game. No need to go ahead and take on the Dragon Lord as per usual. Zarnax looking like he opted for a reset there. Scorpion Max getting another level. Now, while the prices of the equipment are not randomized, where they are found and what stores sell what is going to be randomized, and Breckenary looks like it is quite the interesting set of gear to purchase. Assuming they have the cash for it. And unfortunately, Leggy Starscream getting sent back home by a scorpion with 15,000 in the bank, which would have been enough to get him at her, excuse me, at least the shield, if not some more. And we've already found 2 belts. If we could find one to grind on or just get rid of the rest of the gear, we have an opportunity here for a very short seed. Then again, in Dragon Warrior Randomizer, just when you think it's almost done, RNG happens. Looks like we have found the town of Cantlin as well, which will have the coordinates, which may potentially be in play. Looks like Zarnak's doing that gold grind again downstairs, which is going to be interesting. Ooh, Magician with Dragon Lord 2 breath, sending Bismarck back home. Scorpion Max trying to do a bit of exploration. Druins have Baby Breath, which is still nothing to play with at this level. He is level 4 though, and does have the spell of Heal. Meanwhile, Leggy Starscream stocking up on goods. Now we do have battle torches and fairy water, which can be used in combat as a weapon if you so choose. Leggy Starscream going for those coordinates. And thank you for picking up the tracking there, Archfield Monk. I do appreciate it. And of course, Math Girl on the restreams. Making her way into Cantlin as well, also getting some things taken care of. Or excuse me, Leggy was already in there. It's just she's just trying to get to the coordinates there. And there's Zarnax picking up a lot of really good gear, the best gear that money can buy. Of course, the best gear aren't exactly going to be for sale. Bismarck running into the good old armored knight, the AK-47 as it is referred to in the community due to how hard it hits. Zarnax running into a rogue scorpion, also getting sent back home. Fortunately, he did manage to get those purchases taken care of first, so gold is no longer going to be something that Zarnax really cares much about. Scorpion Max also running into the AK. Looks like it is not going to give him a chance to run away and get sent back home as well. So right now we have Zarnax with the gear lead. Scorpion Max, I think, is going to take the lead on the experience. It's still anybody's game at this point, because remember, it's all about who can either A, take out the Dragon Lord, or B, get the princess to take a cursed belt when they hand it over. And there's one of the cursed belts at the back of Garen. Depending on what is in the basement of Garen, we may actually have a potential grind situation there. Now, when I say grind, the classic Dragon Warrior game for the NES had a little bit of an issue. Keep in mind, these are NES level games. They didn't have a whole lot of memory, so it can only remember 8 chests that you've opened. More than that, it doesn't remember that you've actually opened it, and so you can open it over and over and over again. Looks like Leggy is going to be opting for the slow grind, just taking the belts multiple times. That's gonna wear out the keys, but it is a good way to guarantee that you've got all of the belts you need to be able to hand in the princess. Of course, we haven't found Swamp Cave yet. That's where the princess is, and we don't know what's guarding her yet. So this could still be anybody's raid. Zarnax also finding that belt in Garen. Meanwhile, Drakey must have the spell of Hurtmore and has sent Scorpion Max all the way back. Looks like Bismarck picking up a fighter's ring. That's an extra 2 attack points, which may become relevant. However, one of the issues with that fighter's ring is, since it is worth less than a cursed belt, you will want to get rid of it before you try to turn in the princess. Oh, Scorpion Max has found Swamp Cave South. This has just gotten very interesting. Looks like Bismarck was selling off that fighter's ring, which was a pretty wise decision if he wants to be able to get the Cursed Princess victory. Of course, with the key grind at the very beginning of the game, doors have not really been much of a problem for our 4 runners. Looks like Zarnax is doing a bit of a grind here. Power 7, response speed 8, 1 and 1 and a new spell. AK sending Bismarck back home, unfortunately. Scorpion Max has found Brecconary, which in addition to having the Motel 6, we'll leave the torch out for you, has all of the best gear available, and now has that information, can probably set up a gold grind pretty easily to be able to get that taken care of. Of course, we still have not found either Erdrick's sword or the armor yet. Those are both really good pieces of gear. Maybe not as critical, depending on what is in that spike tile guarding the princess, but useful to have nonetheless. Unfortunately, Leggy Starscream is going to level up here. There we go. And I believe it just picked up that return spell. Yeah, meanwhile, Zarnax is just grinding, and since Zarnax has the best equipment, is able to really consistently take these guys down, and is probably going to start picking up, closing in on that experience lead pretty rapidly. Bismarck looks like he's going for a gold grind. Rogue Scorpion sending Scorpion Max with the Dragon Lord 2 breath. Ouch! Leggy picking up another cursed belt here. Scorpion now gonna do his gold grind to hopefully get back to Breckenary and pick up some gear. So at least one of our runners has seen where Swamp Cave is. Ooh, Leggy managed to run away from that Wolf Lord. Oh, Armored Knight. And Bismarck has run into a Drakema with Hurt More, but takes it down. So, was that the spike tile in Swamp Cave? Was the Armored Knight? I believe that was. Yeah, that's the spike tile. So the Armored Knight is basically going to be the final boss for anyone trying to do the Cursed Princess ending. That's painful. Okay, now we've got Bismarck in Cantlen, going to go ahead and check out what is on offer here, because remember, Bismarck has not found Breckenary yet, does not have that stuff, but will be picking up a large shield here. Wonder if Bismarck is going to go after those coordinates. Zarnax looks like he's actually taking out a couple of Wolf Lords at 50 experience points each. That's actually going to be a fairly solid grind. Has taken the experience point lead. And is continuing to just grind it out. Bismarck just found... Oh no! Bismarck found Breckenary and just walked right back out without checking the store. Does not realize what's available for sale there. Alright, there we go. And with as fast as this seed is going, I better mention right now, I'm gonna go ahead and link everybody's Twitch channel. Go ahead and give these runners a follow, especially if you like this kind of content. All four of these runners are really good runners. Just, you know, definitely show them your support. Of course, I am Sneaky the Lost. With me on the tracker is going to be Archfield Monk, and the restreamer is Math Girl. And if this is the kind of content you like, go ahead and join our Discord. We've gonna go ahead and link that in chat, as well as a link to the randomizer itself, so that you can start playing around with this. Maybe we'll see you in the next tournament. Bismarck, also in Garen, is going to is going to go ahead and get his cursed belt and the knowledge of where an easy way to collect a lot of cursed belts is going to be. Leggy taking up a level for herself. Hey, there's a Spargo bridge there in Bismarck's. For those who aren't aware, Sparkover is one of the people in our community, and her favorite thing is to see a single tile on the other side of a bridge, especially if it's a swamp tile. Zarnax, I think, only needs a couple of more belts to be able to be ready, but still will need to take on that armored knight in order to be able to pick up the victory. Still is going to need to grind out, and has apparently found a really good grind spot for himself, picked up another level, and really, at this point, when in doubt, grind it out. Since you got such a good grind location, you might as well get a few levels, since you know that the enemy you're going to be facing off against is no joke. Unfortunately, level 8 is not a particularly helpful level. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't get heal more until you get heal. Now, all of our racers do have heal at this point, so heal more could be showing up at any point, but heal more was gated behind heal, and there is no hurt more spell in this seed, so you're not going to be able to just spam hurt more to take it down. You've got to go toe-to-toe with one of the most dangerous enemies in the game, and now Zarnax knows it. We still haven't seen the Armored Knight actually use any abilities whatsoever yet. However, it could still potentially have something extraordinarily obnoxious like a heal or a heal more that just hasn't gone off yet. Bismarck finding the town of Rimildar would normally be an extraordinarily important one for this seed, since there are no, since keys are required. However, because there was a key grind at the beginning of the game, it really hasn't looked like it for most of this race. But he can still top off on keys while he's there. Zarnax does equip the Dragon Scale. Hopefully he'll remember to get rid of it before trying to turn into Princess. Now, for the Cursed Princess ending, you need the princess to take the Cursed Belt from you. Which means the Cursed Belt needs to be the least expensive, non-unique item in your inventory, which basically means an inventory full of them because they don't have the Stones of Sunlight or anything like that. You don't need any of those because it's open Charlock. The bridge is already there at the beginning of the game, unlike normally. So The only two exceptions to that are keys and herbs, I believe. Since those are numbered, they're actually handled differently. At least by video game logic. Now, the flute would be also a thing that would not be able to be taken. That would be an inventory slot to fill up. However, I believe Zarnax has just gotten his inventory full of belts, which means Zarnax is in an opportunity to at least attempt a Cursed Princess victory, assuming he can get through the Armored Knight. No, correction, he needs one more. Meanwhile, Bismarck finding his way into the cave. And that does look like to be Swamp Cave. No, I am incorrect. That is not Unfortunately, I'm not as familiar with these caves as some are. Without being able to see around them, I don't know which cave that is. Leggy Starscream making her way into a cave. I believe Leggy Starscream got into Swamp Cave and has found that Armored Knight spike tile. Alright, there we go. And another level. Whoa, hello! Level 9. That was a useful one, but still no heal more. And you're really gonna want heal more to try and take on that Armored Knight as hard as he is hitting. But that 14 power, that's certainly gonna help. And with that belt in the back of Girinham that all four of these runners are using to be able to fill up their inventory on cursed belts, this is really an opportunity for them to basically, instead of having to take out the Dragon Lord, just take out an Armored Knight, which is still challenging, but definitely less challenging than trying to go after the Dragon Lord himself. Zarnax getting sent back home by a green dragon. Unfortunately, the tracker came in a little bit late. The timer never had an opportunity to start ticking down. We are approximately 28 minutes into the race at this time. Magi Wyverns with stop spells. Jerkbirds look like they have the potential to be jerks. Magi Wyvern with a hurt spell as well. Not as dangerous. So, Jerkbirds are only a little bit of a jerk today. Leggy, meanwhile, taking on some wolves to try and grind some experience. Zarnax taking down Magi Wyverns. Of course, worth a little bit more experience at 83 a pop. Leggy taking down a Wraith Knight for 72 experience, being level 8 for Leggy, getting the bad news about that level. Scorpion Max doing a gold grind, probably going to be picking up that equipment. Zarnax making an attempt at the Armored Knight, unfortunately was unsuccessful at it. Right now, the runners are just looking for heal more. Once they can pick that up, I think this Armored Knight fight is going to be doable. Yeah, apparently in the same corridor with those Magic Wyverns that are so useful to grind on, an Armored Knight lurks in the depths. Zarnax running into a Stone Man and just noping right out of that combat. Bismarck fighting a Rogue Scorpion with a Dragon Lord 2 breath, sending him back home. Scorpion Max grinding up a lot of gold, over 25,000. I'm guessing he doesn't really feel confident in his ability to make it all the way out to Breckenary in one shot, and just making sure that he's got enough gold that even if he dies once, he can still make another attempt. Ooh, Zarnax finding another Armored Knight instead of a delicious Magic Wyvern, sending him back home. And Scorpion Max now having all the gear. Magic armor and a silver shield. I think all of our runners now are equipped with some decent gear here. Alright. Ooh, looks like Zarnax found another Armored Knight. Maybe he should find a better grind spot. Meanwhile, Bismarck finding another Rogue Scorpion and also getting sent back home. Yeah, and if you like this kind of comment, do give our runners a follow. They do their own runs outside of the tournaments, and if you like this content, definitely check them out. And of course, Math Girl is doing the restream so that we can actually enjoy all of this content together, with Archfield doing his best on tracking solo. It's always quite a challenge to be able to keep track of 4 screens simultaneously, so mad props to him, especially since he kind of had to sneak in at the last minute. We actually did not have a tracker going into this race. He just volunteered and kind of slid in and is doing an amazing job of it. I am, of course, Sneaky the Lost, your commentator for the evening, running solo in the commentator's booth. Now, interesting, Leggy Starscream managed to get the Death Necklace from the search spot in coal. However, I'm not sure if that's going to really help her all that much, considering the hit point tools. You still need heal more to be able to keep going from the power of the AK-47 attacks. Bismarck also running into an Armored Knight, unable to run away, and gets sent back home. Meanwhile, Zarnax is finding out about the DL2 Breath Rogue Scorpions. At this point, all of our runners are in grinding go mode. It's all about the experience at this point. Everyone knows where the princess is, who is protecting her, who is guarding her for the Dragon Lord. It's just a matter of who can get heal more and then get to her first. Leggy actually finding a Demon Knight, unfortunately getting sent back. Yeah, those hit point totals really aren't all that nice. Scorpion Max at level 9 has only 63 hit points. Yeah, it's been approximately 35 minutes since the start of the race. Ooh, Scorpion Max finding out about those rogue scorpions. Alright, Zarnax has hit level 10 and got the all-important spell of Heal More and is now potentially in a position to close this match out. It's not a slam dunk by any means. He only has 38 MP, so that's not a whole lot of leeway. So it's still gonna be a bit of a risk, but I can't see him not at least making an attempt since it's right there. Spike Tile is going to be an Armored Knight. Have not seen it use any skills yet, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have something in his pocket, like say a Heal More. Monsters with heal spells tend to not use them until they actually need them, until they're low on health. So you can definitely get some unpleasant surprises that way from time to time. Alright, there's Zarnax. Excellent move for 69, defeated the Armored Knight. Alright, it's just not quite over yet. Keep in mind, he can still run into a random encounter here, and another Armored Knight draws near after the Spike Tile. Can he do this? Looks like he's not even trying to run. He's just gonna try and take this Armored Knight out as well. You killed my brother. Prepare to die. Stop saying that. Has taken down the second Armored Knight, rounding the corner, opening the door, recovering the princess with 11 MP left. Do we have an outside? We have an outside, but not enough MP for a return spell. Fortunately, this is a town of Garen, so he can just go ahead and spend the night at the inn with the princess. Giggity. And then go ahead and return back. Wraith Knights apparently have hurt more as well, as Leggy Starscream has found out. There's the return spell. Okay, everybody, get ready to break out your GGs. Zarnax is rounding the corner and will be... Now, is that actually... Did he actually do his homework right? Alright, break out your GGs. Oh my, what a lovely corset. Zarnax running in first place with approximately 39 minutes. But of course, this is a 5-week tournament before we get into our own version of March Madness. We take the top 16 runners at that point at the end of week 5 to go into the playoffs. So anything can still happen, and getting 3 points instead of 5 points is still very valuable and can mean the difference between making it in the tournament or not. So this race isn't over yet, but let's see if we can't get Zarnax in the commentator's booth and get his opinion. And there's Scorpion Max rounding the corner. Fortunately, only runs into a wolf instead of another armored knight, rescuing the princess. Scorpion Max looks like is going to be able to make it at least outside. Bismarck, unfortunately, running into an armored knight outside and getting sent back home. Go ahead and get ready for those GGs for Scorpion Max. GG! Scorpion Max rounding in at second place at approximately 42 minutes. And it looks like Zarnax is waiting to get pulled into the commentator's booth. We'll see if Scorpion Max has something he wants to say as well. Meanwhile, our other two runners doing their best to try and grind up. Level 10 is the go level. And welcome, Zarnax. Initial thoughts on this seed?
Ooh, man, that was very interesting. It was a scary start. It took me way too long to piece together what I wanted to do with the options available at the beginning. I think it was almost 3 minutes before maybe even more than that, before my first reset. And then I think it was almost 10 minutes in before I had all my equipment and actually started exploring and fighting. So and then finding Garen Ham and that cursed belt almost immediately, and then realizing we'd already found both ends of Swamp Cave. It was like all the pieces were there. Now we just need to figure out how to get to Gwaelin. So it was, and I for a long time I forgot that the Hurtmore was not available on these flags, and so I kept thinking, man, if somebody just went out and started exploring and got Hurtmore early, this game could be over very, very quickly.
Yeah, we also noticed that, but you were actually the first person to gear up at out by the Motel 6 in Breckenary. So you actually, once you did that, you not only made up your experience lead, you took the experience lead at that point, grinding on those Magi Wyverns and Wolves.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I still am not sure where the best place to get experience was. The cave enemies, when I was getting the Magi Wyverns and the Wolf Lords, were great, but I think I had a string of about 10 Armored Knight encounters, and then I was second guessing if I was in the right spot.
Yeah, those Armored Knights. Well, you know, the AK-47 gonna do what he gonna do. but you managed to do it. Speaking of the AKs, you took down the one on the trap tile, took 3 steps, and there was another one. What were you thinking at that point?
I was 100% expecting that. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, I healed is like immediately after the first one, and I was like, I'm not free and clear yet. I was thankful to have that. I wasn't even thinking about going in there until I had outside. I was getting pretty close to the point where I would have started trying to kill the Axe Knight, even or Armor Knight, even without heal more. The attack and HP were getting to the point where that was something I could consider, uh, but I was not at all surprised to see another one after the spike tile. I was just glad I was able to kill it and still have enough MP for outside.
Yeah, it looks like Scorpion Max actually was less than 2 minutes behind you. Leggy Starscream has just rescued the princess. I think I think her stream just froze. Leggy's did.
Ruh-roh.
Ooh. Bismarck trying and failing. Leggy actually managing it without heal more at level 9.
Oh, well done.
But there seems to be some technical difficulties on her stream. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but it seems like she's stuck there. I think that's more technical difficulties on the stream side. I hope she hasn't just lost her internet connection. That would be painful to have lost that 3rd place slot just because your internet dropped. Meanwhile,
Yeah, no
Bismarck
kidding.
heading back down to Swamp Cave from Garen. But yeah, you and Scorpion Max were really close together. He closed it out at 41:40. You closed it out at 39:18. So less than 2 minutes apart. So if you had dropped to the second Armored Knight, he would have definitely managed to squeeze out that 1st place victory. So good job on that one.
Man, yeah, I knew it felt like it was going to be a close one as soon as I found the cursed belt. You knew it was probably going to be quick.
Leggy Starscream's stream seems to be frozen at this point. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, Scorpion Max, who's not going to be joining us in the commentator's booth but is commenting in chat, said that he accidentally cast Return in the middle of the gold grind. I hope she didn't forfeit. Okay, we have some saying that she is live. Is she just... But is not sending any new video frames. Okay, there may be a recording issue then. Oh no! It looks like Leggy Starscream's game froze up somehow. Oh, how unfortunate. Had the princess in her grasp and the game freezes up. Oh man. That would be so frustrating to me. Yeah, it looks like her emulator froze. So Leggy has officially forfeited, which which means Bismarck is going to go ahead and take third in this stream, but is going to want to try and actually complete the victory. Not that I blame him, of course. But man, how frustrating would that be to be in a tournament like this? You finally got the princess, you're on your victory lap, and then your emulator freezes. Oh man.
Yeah, that's brutal. I'm actually might take this to the admins, because like she had all the cursed belts she needed, right?
I believe that
Like
to
it
be
was
the
literally,
case.
it was literally return and win. We oh, that's a good question.
So we'll let the administrators of the tournament make a final ruling on that. But as it stands at this moment, because the victory condition when the timer stops is going to be turning her in and her taking the belt and stating, "Oh, what a lovely corset." Technically, oh wait, oh. Dude, looks like Leggy has started up again. The stream has continued. I think she just fixed it. She could still take third place here. Looks like she actually hit the start button to pause the game somehow.
Phew.
Walking back to the castle. All right. Wow, what a turn of events. Okay, looks like Leggy is back in the race. Going upstairs. Break out your GGs. Oh, checking the inventory just to be certain the death necklace won't be taken in favor of the cursed belt, so she's good there. No, she was short a cursed belt. There was an empty slot in the inventory. Does not do it. After all that, she was missing an additional inventory slot. If she had picked up the cursed belt on her way out of Garen, she would have been able to do it. As a result, technically not a victory. And at this point, Leggy would need to actually defeat the Dragon Lord in order to win. Leggy is going to forfeit. Let's see if we can't get her viewpoints on that.
Man, I was so afraid of making that same mistake. Yeah, it really does to you, though. Hurts a lot.
Meanwhile, Bismarck is, I believe, in Garen's grave. Not using any light, but used a key in a dungeon, and it wasn't to go get the princess. The only door I'm aware of in a dungeon like that is in Garen's grave. Maybe trying to find either the armor or the big stick, which was never found by any of our runners.
Well, I think Leggy was in the waiting room, and now looks like she's offline.
Yeah, I mean, okay, everybody, break out your Fs for Leggy Starscream. That just has to be. That, I mean, to first off have the game freeze like that on you fix the freeze, only to forget to collect that last belt. I mean, I, come on, guys. Let's show some support for Leggy. Yes, she had to forfeit by the rules of the tournament, but let's show her some respect here. Now, Zarnax, you're going to be walking away with a first place victory here, bringing your total up to 10 points. Scorpion Max in second place, rolling in at 8. Leggy Starscream will only be picking up a single point, and so we'll be getting 6 points going into week 4. Bismarck will, assuming he doesn't forfeit, will be picking up 2 points to be able to walk in at least 7 for week 4. Now, interestingly enough, because it is a 4-player race, if Bismarck forfeits, will only get a single point. Not because forfeits are automatically 1 point, but because it is an actual 4-player race. So if 2 people forfeit on a race, they both only get a single point, to my knowledge.
Yeah, that's correct.
So Bismarck will need to actually complete to be able to pick up that second point.
Yeah. Yep. Good luck to him. I need to take off, but thanks again, Sneaky Math Girl. Looks like Archfield Monk stepped up and to track. Appreciate it very much. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to Max, Leggy, and Bismarck for the race. It was looked like a jet seed, and then it took a bit longer than I expected. But yeah, bit of a roller coaster. It was a fun one though.
Absolutely. See you next week when we've got Three's Company going. Now, while Bismarck finishes off his race, next week is going to be Three's Company. And to get the special victory condition next week, you will need to rescue the princess, but instead of taking her to her daddy, you will need to hand her over to the Dragon Lord and accept the Dragon Lord's offer instead of refuse it. So instead of being a fool, you will be a rule. That will be the alternate victory condition next week. And of course, it will be open, but not short, Charlock. So while you don't need to collect the harp, the staff, the stones, the token, the rainbow drop, you still need to go through all 7 levels of Charlock with the princess in tow. And if you die during that, you have to re-rescue the princess before making your next attempt. And as with all of the other weeks in our tournament, there will be battle torches and fairy water and repel functions in dungeons. And yes, if you're playing at home, can you stack the Cursed Princess and Three's Company flag? The answer is yes. We won't be doing it this tournament, but it is absolutely possible to do if you just want to play around with it on your own. Bismarck now with level 10 and heal more. It looks like he's going to be making his attempt, picking up another cursed belt just to make sure he's got enough. rounding that corner. That was not the spike tile armored knight. That was just a random encounter armored knight, but still maybe complicating this. Could not run away from it. Will get sent back home. Is going to need to try again. Yeah, I don't blame Bismarck for grabbing that extra cursed belt just to make sure he doesn't make the same mistake that Leggy unfortunately made. Bismarck back in Swamp Cave. Preemptive attack. This is the spike tile armored knight, I believe. Let's see if he can do this. It looks like he's pretty much got this, but keep in mind, if he doesn't have enough MP to cast outside, he will have to go back through. So he has to know that he doesn't really have any more heal mores in the tank at this point. And has defeated the armored knight. Now, what's gonna happen? Okay, gonna drop a heal just in case he runs into something else. Another heal, giving him 9 MP, just barely enough for an outside spell. True. He did have enough for one more heal more in the tank if he needed it, absolutely, before the end of that fight. But looks like he has gone ahead and rescued the princess. Oh! Cast the spell of return instead of outside. That miss menu is going to force him to have to walk back out through that spike tile again. And I think he is currently expressing his frustration at that unfortunate miss menu. Can he run? No. And he will need to do it again. Such an unfortunate turn of events. That's one miss menu is all it takes sometimes. Bismarck going to go to the inn to top everything off before making his next attempt. Repel has lost its effect. And a little slime, which he will run away from. And let's see what happens this time. Alright, now Bismarck is at 7 MP, which means he no longer has the MP to cast outside, so he can't make that miss mistake a second time. I wonder if that was actually intentional at this point. Using a couple of herbs to top off, just in case. Outside is only 6? I thought outside would... No. Yeah, outside is 6, return is 8. So he doesn't have the MP to cast return to miss menu again. My apologies, I must have misspoke. However, has rescued the princess, has successfully cast outside, will probably be spending the night and get ready to celebrate his third place victory. And in this case, it is definitely a victory. If nothing else, a victory over this seed, which has just been brutal. There we go. And we know he's already full on cursed belts because he topped off right before going. Coming around the corner. And break out your GGs. My, what a lovely corset. And Bismarck officially coming in third place in this run with approximately 1 hour and 8 minutes. We'll see if he is available for commentation. I may have to get my my little bleep button ready just in case. Now, there is going to be another race immediately following this one at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, or 9 Central, or whatever that might be in your local time zone. So do stick around for that one coming up next. And it looks like Bismarck is waiting to get pulled into the commentator's booth. And welcome, Bismarck. Within the bounds of the appropriate for our tournament league, describe for us your opinions on this season.
Should have grinded. Didn't grind. Pretty much every RPG ever.
You were actually not... Pardon, you were actually not doing too bad to start off with.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't just grind. I should have just... I mean, I kept dying on, like, stupid things, and I don't know why I didn't fight the wizards earlier. I'm not good at this game. I'm just doing it for kicks and giggles, so, you know, it is...
Hey, you know, it's all about enjoying yourself, right? I mean, it's a game.
Oh, Oh yeah, no, I have a blast. I enjoyed doing these. This is only my third rando race period in the last year of any kind.
Yeah, and you still came in third place, so
Well, I mean, yeah.
yeah. And unfortunately, Leggy first had the emulator freeze, had apparently hit the start button by accident, and then once got that taken care of, and mind you, that happened after she had rescued the princess. So she had the princess, was going upstairs to go rest at the inn, game froze. Was like that for almost 5 minutes. Managed to unfreeze it, get it to go again, forgot to pick up the last cursed belt and had an empty inventory slot.
I mean, I guess things happen. I don't know. Like I feel like I should be grateful that I'm not in last place because of that, but at the same time, I kind of feel bad for her.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and that's the sort of thing that can happen on seeds like this. But yeah, I mean, at least you double checked with the cursed belt to make sure that you had them all before making your attempts. It's just little things like that that can be time savers if you don't do it, but can also cost you a race if you missed your count.
The funny thing is, she still would have beat me by 18 minutes.
With 18 minutes, do you think she might have actually had time to grind up and be able to take on the Dragon Lord, considering it's open Charlock?
No, I mean, if she hadn't messed up the thingy, the cursed belt, she would have beat me by 18. I mean, it's okay. Like, I fully expected to lose. Like, I'm not here to win. I'm just here for kicks and giggles and to make a fool of myself.
Yeah, and then you rescue the princess, and then you return.
What'd you say? I'm sorry? My wife was talking to me.
Wait, the first time you rescued the princess, and then you accidentally mismenued and cast return instead of outside?
Oh, yeah, that was just a brain fart. Like I said, this is the third time I've played this game in over a year. So I just forgot you couldn't return out of a dungeon and did that, and then, everybody saw Dwight Schrute. He's my spirit animal. So yeah.
But hey, you still managed to close in at third place, which is still very respectable for this tournament.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm just here to look like an idiot. I mean, I don't even, what was my name? Does anybody know what stats my name did? I just put a random name in.
I believe your name was Strength Agility.
Oh. Well, how about that?
My apologies, HPMP.
Oh, well.
AGMP, excuse me.
AGMP, and I had 0 MP. Well, yeah, I'm just happy to be. I'm like that dude at the Olympic Village and knows he's not going to win a medal. I'm just here for the party.
Hey, and there's nothing wrong with that either, but still, good job.
You're awfully chipper. I like you.
All right. Well, any final thoughts before we go ahead and wrap this up and get things ready for the next race coming up?
I don't know. I got nothing, man. My wife came in here and asked me if I won, and I was like, "Yes, honey, I sure did."
Hey, you completed. That's winning in my book.
That's fair.
All right. Well, everybody, this has been a race in week 3 of the Dragon Warrior tournaments. Do keep tuned. The next race will be coming up in approximately 45 minutes on the Randomania Prime channel, so keep your Twitch channel dialed up. This is Sneaky the Lost in the commentator's booth. With me was Math Girl on the restreams, Archfield Monk. Mad props to Archfield Monk jumping in to go ahead and track after the fact. By all means, mad props to him. But we'll go ahead and see you next time. Until then, Take it easy.
Bye.